St. Mary's Parish in Independence, Missouri is the oldest Catholic church in the entire Kansas City metro area. It started out as a mission as early as 1822. At one point, St. Mary's was called the Mother Church Cradle of Catholicism for this section of Missouri and all points west. The building that you see today was begun in August of 1860 and was completed in 1865. St. Mary's Parish has seen the Missouri Mormon War, the American Civil War, and it's only a few blocks away from the Santa Fe, California-Oregon trailhead. We know that the notorious outlaw Jesse James stayed here overnight, and that Bishop Lemay, who built the beautiful St. Francis Cathedral in Santa Fe, New Mexico, celebrated Mass here several times. To walk through the doors of St. Mary's is to have an instant connection to the history of not just the local area, but to the events and people who shaped the story of our country. But most importantly, it's been the spiritual home of countless people and families for almost 200 years, and that's a legacy that not only do we want to preserve, but we want to continue. When St. Mary's celebrated its centennial in 1964, there was a 3-day celebration that was attended by clergy of all faiths, the mayor, city officials, and President Harry S. Truman. Local businesses and churches took out ads in the paper congratulating St. Mary's on its 100th birthday. This church has been so much a part of the Independence community, it's hard to think of this town without St. Mary's. In 1962, they began work on a large addition on the back of the church. In the following years, the choir loft was removed. The stairs on the front of the church were walled up, and traffic was diverted to stairways on either side of the main entrance. The large rosette window was taken from above the high altar and placed in the front wall where the main doors were originally. 2 smaller sets of side doors were installed, and all the stenciling and painting were covered up. The beautiful high altar was dismantled, and the statues were taken down. Since then, there have been a lot of different phases of renovations. The altar was pushed back into the new part of the building. The tabernacle was moved around multiple times, and eventually the communion rails were taken out permanently. The body of the church has been painted several times. It's been white and blue, and lastly, it was an off-white gray color. During the 70s, dark wood paneling was hung on the large half wall in the body of the church, and all throughout the newer additions. There were also some very modern Dolly de Vere glass murals installed. The architecture of the addition was in so much more of a modern style than the original building that it always felt disjointed. Getting consistent sound was also an issue, since the addition had a lower acoustic ceiling, and the body of the church had the original vaulted ceilings. All these issues posed considerable problems for a true restoration of the church. In 2013, the diocesan high school, which sits on the same property as the church, was closed due to waning enrollment. Because of vandalism, the vacant school buildings had to be boarded up. With that, St. Mary's was left with a closed school and a historic church in desperate need of renovations. So in 2014, our current pastor, Father Matthew Bartulica, contacted Carl Fugerus of Red Fern Art Studio, and together they came up with a plan for the beatification of St. Mary's. In June of 2015, we began our first phase of renovations. This first phase included a new roof and repairs to the steeple, painting the body of the church, and the installation of the beautiful coronation mural, as well as returning the main doors to where they were originally. In January of 2017, we began Phase 2 of the renovations. We used the existing sanctuary stage and brought it forward again into the body of the church. Two side panels were added to the coronation mural, depicting 12 saints that we felt had a special relevance to our parish. Countless hours of volunteer labor went into the demolition and installation of the new sanctuary. Our parishioners dedicated their time and talents to help keep costs down. It was truly amazing to see the parish community come together to make something beautiful happen. On either side of the baldacchino are images of 12 lambs symbolizing the 12 apostles. A new altar was constructed, as well as a new ambo and lectern. Above the historic tabernacle stands a mosaic depicting the Lamb in Revelation 5. Tile work was begun on the sanctuary floor, and an altar gate and rails were reinstalled, and a mosaic image and inscription were placed above the main doors. During the demolition, we came across the beautiful original Stations of the Cross, which were rehung. As well as gaining a new sanctuary, in June of 2017, we welcomed the newest religious order in the diocese and are honored that they have chosen to call St. Mary's home. But there is still a great deal of work to be done. We are in the process of restoring the historic pews that have been here since the mid-1800s. We are also replacing the carpet with tile throughout the body of the church. We hope to replace the choir loft, install the pipe organ, and build a proper baptistry, as well as update the sound system, construct new confessionals, and a new sacristy. Ultimately, it's not just about aesthetics or upkeep of a historic building. We're trying to revive and share the beauty of the Catholic faith, whether that's through our choir, or the artwork, or the reverent nature of our liturgy. Ultimately, it's about leading people to Jesus Christ and helping them to fall more deeply in love with Him and His church. More than anything, this project and parish need your prayers. If you could remember us in your rosaries and daily prayers, we would be extremely grateful. But if you feel like you would like to donate to our building fund, you may do so by going to www.stmarysparish.org and clicking on the online giving button. You can also go to our Facebook page and click the Donate Now button. Other ways you can help is by sharing this video and by following us on Facebook and helping us to spread the word about the work we're trying to do here at St. Mary's. On behalf of everyone here at St. Mary's Parish, I'd like to say thank you for watching this video and invite you to come see us in person at a daily or weekend Mass. Thank you, and God bless.